Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Class 47Peter. And today's video is going to be something a little different, because today's video is going to be a video of something I've not done before. In which today's video is going to be me showing you my collection of locomotives. However, this video has a twist, because it's not going to be showing off my entire collection. No. The twist is, I'm going to be showing you a collection of a particular class of locomotive. And to be honest with you, this particular class needs no introduction. The class I'm referring to is the Class 47s. And I thought I would do a video showing off my collection of 47s because, well, first of all, it is the 10th anniversary of the channel. So, why not show my collection of 47s? And also, being this particular class of loco is the namesake in which the channel is named after, I thought it would make more sense to show off my collection of 47s rather than the entire collection. I'll also be doing another video similar to this one showing off my collection of Bulleid Pacifics, but anyway, we're here to talk about the 47s. Now, in this particular video I'll be showing you each one by one on screen. But it won't be a case of me just showing you them on screen and that's it. No. Because what I'll be doing is, for each one I show on screen, I'll be talking about that particular model. So for example, I can talk about the livery, the number of the locomotive, the manufacturer, where I bought the model from, etc. You get the basic idea. But anyway, let's not waste any more time and let's get this video underway. We'll start off with this one, which was one of the first 47s that I bought, and this one is number D1666, or going by its tops number 47851, which this loco does carry both numbers, and this is one of the few 47s I have that's named, and this one is called Traction Magazine, in the BR two-tone green livery with the 4 yellow ends and the grey roof. And also with this particular model, where these two lights are, I don't know what that part is called in particular, but where those two light clusters are, that part is painted black, and that's on both ends of the model. Now this model I bought some years ago back at Modeller's Mecca, which was second hand, and I bought this model for £65, which was a bargain, although to be honest, most 47s nowadays, because this is a Helgen model, most Helgen 47s I've seen do go for about that price, but they can go for more. But this model was second hand, and this was when Modeller's Mecca used to advertise their second hand models on their website. And I say when is because now Modeller's Mecca don't seem to advertise their second hand models on their website. I don't know why, but it's now a case of going to the model shop and seeing what there is there, whereas before you could just search through the website and see what they had. I actually bought this model during Easter time some years back, and this model is of a model of a 47 that does exist in reality, or did, because the real 47851 did indeed carry the name Traction Magazine, which I have seen once in real life, which there is a video of that on YouTube, which I shall link via a YouTube card. And that was during a rail tour at Crewe, which I can't remember the name of the tour at the top of my head. Well, at the time of filming the video anyway. But to Crewe it was diesel hauled, pulled by two 47s, and the 47 leading the train was 47851. And then at Crewe, 47851 was detached, and 46233, Duchess of Sutherland, took the train on from Crewe to Holyhead, I believe, because it went up that line anyway. However, interestingly though, the real 47851, at least when I saw it in this livery, it didn't have these parts here both painted black. In reality, when it wore this livery and when it carried the name Traction Magazine, it only had the one painted black, the other end was left yellow. And now the locomotive, it still is in service, actually. It is in service with West Coast Railways. But it's no longer wearing this livery, it is now wearing the West Coast Railways maroon livery, and it also no longer carries the name. But that's 47851. Next up we have another Helgen model, and this one is 47806 in the Virgin Trains livery. This is the old livery, the red and grey livery. Nowadays the Virgin Trains livery is silver and red. And this model came from Footplate in Kidderminster. And this model was also second hand. And this model, I don't know how much this model cost because it was a present. All I did know is it came from Footplate. And I also did get a few Virgin Mark IIs to go with this Loco, which are the old Hornby Mark IIs. I know since then Hornby have released the newer Mark IIs in the Virgin Trains livery, which I may get a couple of those to go with the others to extend the rake a bit. But we'll see, that's just an idea I'm playing around with for the future. Doesn't mean I will do it, but I think it might be nice to do that at some point. And this for me is a very nostalgic livery because as a kid, back in the early days of train spotting, around to the late 90s and early 2000s, this was one of the many liveries I got to see regularly. Because as a kid, I did very often see the Virgin Train Livery 47s hauling the Virgin Livery Mark IIs on the cross-country services until the Voyagers came along and replaced them, in which all the 47s operated by Virgin were withdrawn in 2002. And I did used to see these quite often at Noose Lane down at the level crossing. I also saw them quite often around Wolverhampton, and I did occasionally see a few at Bescot as well. I even went on a few canal boat trips as well, and by the canal I often got to see these racing past on the cross-country services. And so to have this 47 running around the layout with the Virgin Livery Mark IIs, it just brings back so many memories. It really does. And so it brings back that something that we no longer see anymore. And so for me, this is one of my favourites. And so I'm very happy to have got this livery of the 47 in my collection. Next up we have a Batman 47, and this is the only Batman 47 I have out of the 47 shown here, so this one is quite special. But it's not just special because it's the only Batman 47 I have at this point, but it's special for another reason, because this particular model is a Kernow limited edition. In fact, you can still buy this model from Kernow. It was released last year, and it's at the price at £150, which I think it's well worth the money for that price, because this is just a stunning model. And this particular Loco is D16 Mammoth, and I have already touched on this in the review of this Loco, but as a kid I did have a model of D16 Mammoth. However, it was back then the old Hornby model with the ring-filled motor, and it was a little bit, well, looking back at it now, it was a bit naff, to be honest. But this model is just 1,000 times better, not just in detail but the running as well. And as you can see, this is one of the earlier 47s, before it had the 3 light clusters on the front. So this one has the train reporting number in it, which the train reporting number for this one is 6B28. And this Loco is in the BR2 tone green livery with the small yellow warning panel, not in the full yellow warning panel variant. And of all the 47s that I have in my collection, this one is definitely the most expensive. It's not the only 47 either that you can get from Kernow. There are others that you can get as well. And I might actually buy some of the other Kernow 47s at a later date, which would be nice to do, I think, and would be nice to have those as well. And this is a 47 that I believe operated on the Western region when it was first in service. However, sadly, this locomotive is no longer in existence. it was scrapped quite some years ago now, which is a shame, but there we go. So that's D16 Illinois Mammoth. It did also come with some extra nameplates, which I have added on the Loco. Obviously they are a bit obscured, obviously, right now, but they are on the model. Up next we have 47593 Galloway Princess in the Intercity livery, and this model came from eBay, and I got this model for about, oh crikey, I think it was about £80 if I remember rightly. And this is a particular livery that I've been after on the 47 for ages now. It took me a long time to track this livery down, but I finally got it. And this livery, well, as you can see, it's in a different format of the Intercity livery. It's not the Swallow livery. As you can see, this is a different variant, because it has the yellow cab roofs, as you can see. Also, it doesn't have the Swallow logo, and the style of the font is different as well. Not to mention the fact that this Loco also has the BROO's logo on it. Also, probably the most notable thing is the front of the Loco, because this part of the livery here actually extends all the way into the front of the cab where these two lights are. And that's one of the things I love about this livery. It's just that look on the locomotive, how that bit of the paint runs around to the front of the Loco, round at the front of those two lights there. That's something I love about this livery, because it's very different from all the other livery of the 47s I have, and it's very striking as well, and that's why I wanted it. This model also did come with some extra nameplates, which I've still yet to add on, but they weren't supplied from Heljan. In fact, I've got the extra nameplates here. This is something the chap who I bought it off supplied them with. And these nameplates come from LFC models, as you can see. There are the extra nameplates, which I have yet to add to the model, but I shall do so. Which I will do after this video, actually. And so I will be adding those on. So it was very kind of him to supply those, because, like I say, Heljan, they don't supply extra nameplates with their 47s. Well, there is one 47 I have come across where they have done that, which we'll get on to in a minute. But normally they don't tend to apply extra nameplates with them. Normally you'd have to go out and buy those yourself. Also, this is a 47 that was, quite recently, still in service. Because after it was in service with Intercity, this is the livery it would have worn, well, when it was in service with Intercity. I think it may have also worn the Swallow livery as well, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But it did operate in service with DRS, and it did still carry the name Galloway Princess. And so it did appear in the DRS blue livery. And then, when DRS took over the Northern Bell, they had two 47s painted up in the Northern Bell colours. And one of those 47s was 47593. Which, in fact, I did see numerous times on the Northern Bell. In fact, actually, I got lucky enough once to see both livery 47s pulling the Northern Bell through my local station at Bescott. And I will be showing that video on via a YouTube card, which I will link via, so you can just go and watch it. However, it is now sadly being stored out of service by DRS, or it was. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know if it's been scrapped or if it's been preserved, which I'm assuming it hasn't. But I just hope it hasn't gone for the torch. It probably is still stored, which is a shame, and I hope it does get preserved, because it would be a shame to see it go for the chop. But as to its fate, I can't really say what's actually happened to it, but I do know it was stored out of service. So for anyone who does know, well, you know where the comments box is, tell me below, because I would be interested to find out what happened to this locomotive after it was stored. But that's 47593. Up next we have another nostalgic livery for me, and this one is 47361 Wilton Endeavor, and this model also came from eBay, and this model was around the £70 mark, and again it was second hand, but I think this model was more or less brand new, if I remember rightly. Interestingly though, however, this is one of the two 47s I have that have not been reviewed. 47593 at the side of it here hasn't been reviewed either. That Loco was going to be reviewed, but I changed my mind at the last minute because I didn't want too many reviews of the Helgen 47. This Loco, however, it was supposed to have been reviewed. I filmed the review of it. However, I had a blonde moment because I forgot to take the footage off the camera and put it onto the computer, ready for editing and upload. So when it came to filming other videos, and when I went to delete the footage off the camera, it was only after I deleted the footage that I then realised that I hadn't taken the footage off the camera. So the review of this Loco didn't happen, but there we go, that was just one of them things. And this is in the rail freight distribution livery. Again, as I've said, it's another nostalgic livery for me because I did see this livery quite a bit on the freight workings. In fact, this locomotive does get used more often than not on the freight workings. I have on occasion used it for passenger workings, but I mostly use it for freight because, being the rail freight distribution livery, this livery was used regularly on freight work. But it's a very nice livery. Not much else to say about it really. And again, it's another Helgen model. Most of the 47s I have are made by Helgen. And so that's 47361. And last but not least, we have D1633, or going by its TOPS number, 47853, Rail Express in the XP63 BR Experimental Blue livery. And I absolutely love this model to death. I've already touched on this in the review on this model that I did a while back, but this model did not come from a model shop or eBay. It came from a Facebook group that trades models, because I asked about where I could get this model from, and a chap in France sold this model to me for £90, and I'm well happy with that. And also, this model did indeed come with H nameplates, which I have added them on, as you can see. And this is a rarity for Helgen because it's the first time I've come across a Helgen model that came with H nameplates, and this also was a limited edition. So it's, I wouldn't say it's rare, but to be honest with you, I don't see it that often coming across on eBay or any other second-hand websites like that. So I'm very happy to have got this model because it is a unique livery. As you can see, it's rather different to all the other liveries of the 47 that I have, but also it's a Rail Express limited edition. It's the only Rail Express limited edition model I have, and this model was, up until 2002, well, it was in service with Virgin Trains in this livery up until 2002. That was when it first carried the name Rail Express. It did actually go to service with DRS when they bought it, and I did see it once in reality when it was in service with DRS, and that was at Bescot on the Northern Bell with one of the Northern Bell livery 47s. And a YouTube card shall be appearing on the screen, so you can just click on that to go and watch the video, which it takes it directly to that said video. And that was the only time I ever saw this Loco in real life at all. So I don't recall seeing it in the Virgin Train days. And also, like with 47593 Galloway Princess, this Loco has sadly, in reality, been stored out of service. I don't know what its fate is, again, like with 47593, if you know, comment below. But I'm pretty sure it is still stored out of service. So, what will happen to it exactly, I don't know. It would be a shame if it goes for the shop, but you never know, it might get preserved. because that would be such a shame, and I would be firmly crossing my fingers for that one. But anyway, so that's the last of the 47s, 47853, and so that brings an end to this video. So it's been something very different, but as it's the 10th anniversary, I thought, why not? Why not do something a little different? So thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing my collection of 47s. And I'll see you again soon for the next video. And as I've said, there will be another video similar to this one, where I show off my collection of Bulleid Pacifics. So that will be something to tune in for. But until next time, take care.